I wasn't grown up in my but I wasn't grown up in my
Okay, aloha stream.users. We're introducing a new box here. This is the setup for the new X96 Max box. First thing we want you guys to do is get familiar with your remote. So your remote will come in this box. It's a remote. This is what the remote looks like. That's the front of the remote. This is the back of the remote. Has your keypad. Okay, so the front of this remote, you have your power button that powers on your device. Then you have your up and down, left and right directional arrows in this ring right here. Then you have your OK button or your acknowledge button. Here you have your volume up and your volume down. Then you have your mouse button right here. This is to turn on your mouse pointer. This is your back button here right underneath the mouse pointer. Your home button is to the right of that. And then you have your keypad here. On the keyboard, it's self-explanatory. It works like any keyboard. All the letters, the alphabets. To turn on caps, for capital letters, you just hit that button. To turn it off, you hit it again and it'll go back down into small case. The symbols, as far as the blue, you can see the blue symbols there. The percent sign, at sign, etc. Like there, at. Those you would have to hold this FN button down, the blue FN button, hold it, and then type in your symbol that you need. Common symbols, like for addresses, web addresses, would be this colon, the 2 dots, and then the /, which is that one. For email addresses, it would be the @ here. Okay? So the other thing too is when you receive your box, you'll have a dongle that will be plugged into your box. It looks like this. Just leave it into the box. This is what makes the remote work with your box. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video right now and pick up once I got the box to show you guys up and going, okay? Okay, aloha stream.users. So your X96 box will come in this black box here, and then when you open it up, your box will be in here, and then under here will be all of your wiring and stuff that you need. Okay, so contained in the box you have a generic remote, but this remote is not the one that you guys are going to use. You're going to use the remote with the keyboard, the remote that I just showed you guys not too long ago. This is just an extra remote that will leave inside of the box. Also, you'll have your HDMI cable, and then you'll have your power outlet. The box looks like this. We're gonna have this dongle for you guys in the box, so just make sure you just stick it in. That's the one that I told you will work with your remote. Okay, front of the box over here is your display, and that will be the front. So what will be displayed is the time once it's plugged in. The right side of the box, there's nothing there. The back of the box, you have the DC for your power outlet, the optical port for your sound bar or sound system, HDMI, which is what will plug into your TV, your Ethernet port if you want to plug straight directly into your modem or your router, your AV in case you have a sound system that requires AV instead of the optical. Okay, this you don't have to really worry about the IR. It's a really rare item on this thing. On the left side, you have your USB 3.0, which is what we plug the dongle into. The USB 2.0. Then you also have expansion slots for an SD card here. You can also expand your memory not only with the SD card, but you can expand it with the USB. But every box that you guys will get will be at least at the minimum 32 gigabytes of memory. So you guys are really not going to need to plug in an expansion memory of any sort. Okay, so let me get all of this plugged in and then I'll show you guys what it looks like on the TV. Alright, hold on. Okay, stream.users, users, we're back. So, got all the wires hooked up into a wire and power cord hooked up into our box. And we have it hooked up using an Ethernet wire instead of Wi-Fi. So we'll go ahead and turn it on. Grab the remote. There we go. So that's what it looks like on boot up. This is our home screen and our interface. So it looks a little different than what everyone is used to with the U2C box or the T95Q box, but it's just as simple. It might look intimidating, but it's just as simple. Okay, so at first up here, the first thing we have up here is our collections row. And so here we have our XCI PTV app, which is our app, our Stream.app. app. Then we have YouTube, News On, Firefox to watch your church streaming, speed tests to test your internet speeds. We have videos on all of these things already, right? Clean Master to clean out your box, and your volume booster. If you go to the down, hit your down arrow, it'll take you to the next row, which we have our movie apps here, like Cinema, Cyberflix, Unlock My TV, BTV, Asian Crush, and all the Korean stuff. Okay, these are just other apps that's installed onto the box, so you don't have to go this far because most of this you'll find up on the first row anyway. Okay, there we go to our third row. That's where you find your Google Chrome browser. If you want to use that instead of Firefox, you have your Google Play Store, and then you have your Aptoy TV Store, and then you have your File Link Store. Okay, this is for your box update. If you can click on this to see if your box needs update, it'll check. Then it'll tell you if you need an update or if you have the current version. You hit OK when it's done, and then you hit the back button to return to your home screen. Okay, so the first thing you need to do if you're going to connect to your Wi-Fi is you want to go down here to settings, not Droid settings, but just regular settings. Actually, you'll go to network settings here, these two arrows. You'll click on that, and then here on the right hand side you'll see where there's that Wi-Fi. What you want to do is you want to make sure you're on Wi-Fi, then you want to click OK to click it on. And then you want to see all your available networks. Okay, if it doesn't show anything, you just hit the see all, and then you can see a much more greater selection of Wi-Fi you can connect to. Select the Wi-Fi that you need to connect to, and then put in your own personal passwords and stuff like that. Then you should be connected to the Wi-Fi. Okay, but like I said, we don't have to do that because we're hooked up with the Ethernet wire straight. This box right here is to see all of your apps instead of in the apps row like I just showed you guys, but to see it in this view instead, which some of you are used to looking at it like this instead. So if that's what you prefer, that's where you would go. Hit the back button to get out. Okay, your settings here is where you could go to connect to your network. That's another way to get there. Hit the back button. Here you also could go to device preferences here, and there's another video that we showed you guys on how to set and check your date and time, so that would be right here. So this should all look familiar. It's almost the same. It's the same operating system, Android. It's an Android 9 operating system. But it works just the same as a T95Q. Just the home screen looks different. Okay, so back out of this. Back out of this. And then you're back on your home screen. And that's about it. You're all set to go. You're all set to view whatever you want to view. Okay, until next time, if you have any questions, hit us up on our Facebook group page, or you can text myself or any of myself or Pi or any of our other associates like Kathleen or Sibley, and we'll be more than happy to help you guys answer any of you guys' questions. All right, aloha.
Disorder.